Okay, so we were doing this NCRT questions, right? I hope you are able to see the board. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll do this question. So we have done till question number, you can say 40. Okay, so we have to do from 41. Now, what does this question say? That it says that 79 bromine, right? 35. Okay, so this is question number 41. Okay, and okay, this and 79 br can be written. Okay, okay, so this can be written as 79 br bromine, right? Okay, okay, whereas symbol 35 cn. Okay, now let me say that uh, the symbol 35 br79, right? Okay, and you can say this as 35 br. Okay, are not acceptable. Okay, so this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, right? Okay, okay, so what will be the reason for this? Yes, so what will be the reason for this? Yes, what could be the reason? The reason for this is going to be like, okay, you can, what you can say is that the reason for this is that 79 br. Okay, so the general convention is to write as, you can say, it is a, you can say that is atomic number, and then you can say that is going to be the mass number. Okay, a, and this is a bromine, and then this is going to be z. Okay, so okay, so that what it is, you can say, where z is the atomic mass and a is atomic number, right? All right, so that what it is. So the general convention is to write like this. So that's why it is unacceptable. Okay, accept to write as, you can say, that is 35 br. Okay, yes, is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so let's let me save this one. Okay, question 41 it is. Okay, then let me clear this and let me look at the next question. What is the next question? Says that an element with mass number 81. Okay, so what is saying is there is an element with mass number of uh, that is 81. So mass number, okay, so mass number is 81, contains 31.7% more neutrons, right? So this mass number, it is protons plus neutrons, right? That what we know. So this is question number 42. Okay, so mass number is 81, that is equal to proton plus neutrons. So it contains 31.7% more neutrons, right? So you can say a number of neutrons is 1.317 times the number of protons. Okay, so that what it is given to us. Okay, assign the atomic symbol. Okay, so what will be the atomic symbol for this? Okay, so mass number is 81. So 81, I can say this is going to be what can I say? So 81 is going to be, you can say this is protons plus neutrons. So protons plus 1.317 times the protons, right? So this will become 81, that is equal to 2.317 protons, right? So the number of protons is going to be 81 divided by 2.317. Yes. So this will give us the number of protons, right? So how much is this? Can you calculate and tell me? Yes. So 81 divided by 2.317, right? Okay. So this value is around 35. Okay. So this is 35. So number of neutrons. Okay. So this is protons. Okay. So if protons is equal to 35, then neutrons will be equal to how much? So that I can say this is going to be this is 35. So 35 plus 6, 40. It is going to be 46, right? 46 number of neutrons. Yes. So what will be the symbol? So with 35 we know that we have already seen an element just before, that is bromine, right? So bromine 35 it is, and then it is 81. Okay. So that is the element, right? Okay. So this is the element. Yes. Is that okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's move. Let me save this one also. So this is question number 42. Okay. So let's save. Now let's see the other one, that is question number 43 now. Okay. So what I say that an ion with mass number 37. So okay. So there is some ion. Okay. This ion is with mass number of 37. Okay. So I don't know the ion. So the mass number of this ion. So mass number is, you can say, number of protons plus number of neutrons. Okay, so mass number 37 it is, right? That what it is given. Possess 1 unit of negative charge. Okay, so it has got 1 unit of negative charge on it. Okay, so the number of electrons will be, you can say, p plus 1. Okay, number of protons plus 1, right? So this is question number 43. Okay, let's see this. If the ion contains 11.1% more neutrons than the electrons. Okay, okay, so it contains 11.1% more neutrons than the electrons. Okay, so this is p plus 1. This is it has got neutrons which is 1.11.1%, right? So 111.1, you can say that 11%, right? So that is no. Let's see. Uh, so how much it is going to be? So okay. So if I say electrons is E, so the number of neutrons are you can say 11% more. So that is you can say 1 plus 11.1 upon 100, right? So this much neutrons it will have. Okay. Then E. That what the question says. Okay, find the symbol of the ion. Okay, let's try to work out on this. So the number of electrons are how many? You can say this will become 111. So it is n times 100 divided by, you can say, 111, right? So or you can say it is 1.11, right? So these are number of you can say electrons. This is the relationship between number of neutrons and electrons, and that is nothing but p plus 1. So number of protons will be how much? So that is going to be, you can, okay, so now this relationship is also given to us. So what we can, I can say simply here is I will just modify this equation. Okay, and to modify this, what I am going to say is that if I add plus 1 both the side, so this will become number of electrons. Okay, so you can say this is n upon 1.11 plus n, that is 38. So basically here we will get the number of neutrons. So the number of neutrons, it is going to be 2.11 by 1.11. Okay, and that is 38. So how many neutrons we have got? So neutrons are, you can say, 38 into 1.11 upon 2.11, right? So how many neutrons are there? Yes, can you work out and tell me for this? Yes, this calculation.
Yes, sir, I'll do it.
Okay, all right. Yes, what is this value? Let's see, let me use my calculator then. So 38 into 1.11 divided by 2.11, right? So this is around 20 it is, right? Okay. So if this is 20, this will be, you can say, 17, right? So this element has to be what? This has to be chlorine then, right? Okay. So it will be 17
Yes, sir.
chlorine, and then total it is 37, right? So it is an isotope of chlorine, right? Yes, is that okay? Yes, that is the
Yes,
answer.
sir.
Okay, so this is question number 43. Okay, so let me save this one again. Question 43. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now let's see question number 44. What does it says? So question number 44. Okay, so an ion with mass number 56. Okay, so there is an ion with mass number 56. So protons plus neutrons, right? So that is 56 it has got. Okay, contains 3 unit of positive charge. Okay, 3 unit of positive charge. So you can say the number of electrons are number of protons minus 3, right? That's what I can say. Okay, so that is the information given here. Okay, and 30.4% more neutrons. Okay, so it contains 30.4 more neutrons than electrons. Okay, so you can say if this is E is the electrons, so it will contain 1 plus 30.4 upon 100, then that many neutrons, right? So that's what it is. Okay, so again, so it is the same way that we have done the previous question. Okay, so this is electrons. So what I can say is the electrons is in the ratio of, you can say, n divided by 130.4, 1.304, right? Okay, 1.304 multiplied with 100. Okay, so that is the number of electrons we will have. If these are the number of electrons that what we have, then the number of protons are you going to be, it is going to be E plus 3. Okay, so what I can say, it is n 1.304. Okay, so yeah, I think that I have already taken into account, so that is not going to be this, and plus 3 plus n, right? Okay, so this is E plus 3 plus n, this has to 56, right? So what I can say here is, what can be said, this is you can say n, this is plus, so 2.304 upon 1.304, that has to be equal to 53. Okay, so n has to be, you can say, 53 multiplied with 1.304 divided by 2.304, right? So what is the value, how many neutrons it has got? Yes, can you compute now? Yes, how many neutrons it will have? Once the neutrons are known, then we can calculate protons, and then atomic number will be known to us, right? And We know that the mass number 56 belongs to iron, right? So we are quite familiar with that. So let's see this. So it is 1.304 divided by 2.304, right? So that is 0.56 multiplied with 53. So this value is 30 approximately, right? Okay, so the number of neutrons are 30. If number of neutrons are 30, then protons are going to be 56 minus 30, right? Okay, so that is 26. So the element has to be 26 Fe, and this is plus 3 charge, right? So it will, okay, mass number will be 56 and plus 3 charge will be there, right? Okay, so that what it is going to be. Yes, is that okay? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So let's see. Let me save this also. Okay, then let's move with the next one. Let's see question number 45, right? Okay, so let me clear this. Question number 45. What does it say? That arrange the following type of radiation in increasing order of frequency, right? Okay, radiation from microwave oven, amber light from traffic signals. Okay, radiation from FM radio, cosmic rays from outer space, and X-rays. Okay, so what has to be the arrangement? Yes, can you help me out with this? I think the longest are going to be radiation from FM radio, right? Okay, so that is in order of frequency, right? FM radio, right? That what is the answer? So that is question number. This is 45. Okay, then it is followed with what? After radio waves, then it is traffic light, right? I can say amber light from traffic. Yes, it is going to be that. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then which of them? Radiation from microwave, or you can say amber light radiation. Okay, cosmic rays from outer space and X-rays. So what has to be the answer for that? Okay, so what has to be the answer for that? So let's see. The answer for that is you can say that is microwave is the next one. Microwave oven. Okay, and then it is going to be what? X-rays and then cosmic rays from outer space. Okay, so can we put it like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it is you can say cosmic rays or X-rays. It has to be. I think X-rays has to be there, and then that has to be the order because cosmic rays can be of mixture. Okay, so we'll keep it like this, right? So this is the order. You can say. Uh, okay, so this is in terms of we know this is in terms of their wavelength actually. Wavelength. Okay, so the order is going to be you can say reverse for the frequency. Order is opposite for frequency. Opposite for frequency. Okay, just check this one. Okay, theoretical question it is. Okay, then let's try to. Okay, let me say this. Okay, then let me clear this and let me see question number 46. Okay, nitrogen laser produces a radiation of wavelength. Okay, so there is nitrogen, you can say laser, which is producing a radiation of wavelength 337 nanometer, right? So the wavelength is 337.1 nanometer, right? That is the wavelength. If the number of photons emitted is okay, the number of photons, okay, so that is going to be 5.6 into 10 to power 24, right? So that many number of photons are emitted calculate the power of this lens, right? So power is nothing but it is energy by time, right? Or work by time, right? So energy, it is hc by lambda, right? That what it is, and this is divided by time, right? Okay, and since this is like there will be number of photons, so we'll say that n hc by lambda. Okay, so there is not a case of single you can say that uh, this is question number 46. There is not a single photon, there are, you can say, number of photons. Okay, so it is going to be c by lambda, and I think this will take care of the time. I think it will be per second something. So basically we have to calculate this. So this is going to be the power. So this value is you can say this is how much, this is 5.6 into 10 to power 24 multiplied with Planck's constant, that is 6.626 into 10 to power 34 minus 34 joules per second, multiplied with 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second, divided by the wavelength, right? So what is the wavelength? 337.1 into 10 to power minus 9 meter, right? Okay, so that what it is. Yes. Okay, so what is this power? Yes, what is this power going to be?
Second.
Yeah, okay. So 5.6 multiplied with 6.2626, right? And then it is multiplied with the 3 and then divided by 337.1. Okay, so this is 0.33, right? 0.33. Now what is the 10 power? It has got 24 minus 34 minus 10, and this is minus 2 and then plus 9, it is 7. Okay, so that one joules per second. Yes, is that okay? Yes, that is the power. Yes or no? Is that okay or not? Okay. Yes. So this is question number 46. Let me say that one. Okay. So let's move and let me clear this and then let me check my next question. That is question number 47, right? What does 47 says? Question number 47. What does question number 47 says? Neon gas is generally used in the sideboard. Okay. If it emits strongly at 606 nanometers, so the wavelength which it is emitting is 606 nanometer. Okay. Calculate A, the frequency of emission. Okay. So first part he is asking is to calculate nu, that is frequency, that is c by lambda, right? Okay. So that what we will do. Now second is distance traveled by this radiation in 30 seconds. Okay, so the distance traveled is, you can say, this is going to be this is the wavelength 606 nanometer. Okay, and in 30 seconds, so what I can say, this is c by, basically we can use this same because the velocity we are using as same, so the distance traveled will be CT, right? Okay, so that what it is. The energy of the quantum. Okay, energy of the quantum. Okay, now he is asking about energy. That is nothing but hc by lambda. Okay, so that is the quantum energy. Okay, number of quanta present if it produces 2 joules of energy. Okay, number of quanta produced. So that is number of you can say that number is going to be 2 joules divided by the energy which we will obtain over here, right? Yes, so that what he is. So let's try to do this calculation, right? Okay, so what is the frequency? This is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second divided by 616 into 10 to power minus 9 meter, right? and distance travel is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second multiplied with how many second it was. So this was, you can say, he was in 30 seconds he was talking about, right? So into 30, that's what it is. And this is going to be 6.626 into 10 to power minus 34 joule second multiplied with 3 into 10 to power 8, and then it is, you can say, anyhow we'll calculate this frequency, so we can use this particular value over here, that is lambda, right? This is 616 into 10 to power minus 9 meter, right? Okay, so let's see this. Yes, what is this value? Yes, what is this value going to be? It is 3 divided by 616, right? 3 divided by 616, so that is 4.87, right? 4.87 into 10 to power 17 it is. Okay, so that much, you can say this is meter per second and this is meter, that is per second. Okay, or you can say this is in hertz, right? Okay, 4.87 into 10 to power 17. Now this is going to be what? This is going to be 9 into 10 to power 9 meter. That much distance it would have covered. Okay, and now what is this energy? So here we will basically multiply the Planck's constant with this particular value, right? Okay, so I can say this as 6.626 multiplied with 4.87. So this value is 32.27 multiplied with 10 to power, this is 17 minus 17 joules, right? That much is the energy. Is this okay? Yes. And the number of photons, so here 2 joules of energy is produced, okay, by n number of photons. So you can say this is 2 into, okay, 2 joules. So I will, okay, so I will use the same value, 2 divided by 32.27 into 10 to power minus 70. Okay, so what is this value? Yes, and so what is this value? This is going to be 0.124 into 10 to power 17, right? These many photons. Just check these answers. Are this okay? Yes. Is this all right? Okay, I think this is यहाँ कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है. 2 divided by 32.27, right? So this value is 6.19, right? Okay, let me check this. Okay, so this is 0, this is going to be 6, this value is coming 0.06, right? This is 0.062 into 10 to power 17, right? This many photons, or you can say this is 6.2 into 10 to power 15 photons. Yes, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So let me save this also. This is question number 47, right? Okay. Now, okay, then let's move with the next one. That is question number 48. Let's see. In astronomical observation, signal observed from the distant stars are generally weak. Okay, all right. So okay, so there is a story here. So this is question number 48. Okay, now what is saying is that if the photon detector receives a total of this much energy, right? There is a photon detector and it has received the energy of 3.15 into 10 to power minus 18 joules, right? Okay, so this much energy it has received from the radiation of 600 nanometers. So the wavelength is 600 nanometer. Is that okay? Calculate the number of photons received by the detector. Okay, so number of photons received by the, okay, so how many photons it would have received. So this is the wavelength. So I can calculate the energy of each photon. So energy of each photon is going to be hc by lambda. Okay, and n times the energy of photon is the energy which he is receiving today, right? 10 to power minus 18 joules, right? Yes, that's what it is. So the number of, you can say, he's asking about calculate the number of photons. So the number of photons is nothing but it is 3.15 into 10 to power minus 18 divided by hc by lambda. Hc, and this is lambda here, right? That's what it is. So this is how much? This is 3.15 into 10 to power minus 18 into lambda, that is 600 into 10 to power minus 9 meter, right? Divided by 6.626 into 10 to power minus 34 joules, right? Into 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second, right? So that that is the number of photons. So how much is this value? Yes, can you tell me in the what is going to be this value? So this is 200, right? That's what we can do. And then if I divide by 2, it is 3.313, right? So this is 3.2 and 3.3. So they are almost 1. Okay. So how much is this going to be? Let's see. So 3.15 divided with 3.313. So this value is 0.95, almost 1, right? 0.95. And what is this into 10 to power? How much it is? Minus 18 and minus 9. It is minus 27 and plus 2. So minus 27 plus 2 is 25. Minus 25. Minus 25 and this it will minus 8. So minus 33. So it is minus 34. So it will be 10 here. So it is 9.5. 9.5 or approximately 10 photons. Right? Is that okay? Yes. So that is answer. Okay, I think is this calculation okay? So this is minus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, uh, let's check this. Is this okay? 600 nanometer it is, right? 10 to power minus 9. So this is 2. So this is 200. So this is 10 to power minus 7. It will become, and it is minus 25. So this is minus 25 minus 34. So that is minus 9, and this is 10 to power 8. I think I have done some mistake here in terms of calculating the power of here. So this is minus 18 plus 2 minus 9 plus 34 and minus 8, right? So you see that this is minus 26 and this is minus 36. So almost coming the same, right? There is no issue here. Yeah, is this, it is, what it says, 3.15 10 to power minus 18. Yes, this value is okay. Hc by lambda. So H is this and C is 3 into 10 to power 8. I think this is okay then. Okay. Uh, it is coming as same. So it is minus 18 plus 34. So that will be 6, you can say 16. Minus 8, this one, and plus 2 and plus 9. So this is 18 and this is 17. So it is again 10 only, right? So around 10 photons. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, then let's move. So this is question number 48, right? Okay, now we'll, okay, let me save this also. Question number 49, right? Let's try to do that. Okay. So lifetimes of the molecules in the excited states are often measured by using pulse radiation source of duration nearly in the nanoseconds range. Okay. If the radiation source has the duration of 2 nanoseconds. Okay. Okay, if the radiation source has the duration of 2 nanosecond, okay, so that is, I think, that is the frequency, right? And the number of photons emitted during the pulse source is this much. Calculate the energy of the source. Okay, so energy of the source is nothing but the number of photons emitted and energy of each photon, right? Okay, so this is nothing but nh nu. Okay, that's what. So this is all is given to us. N is equal to 2.5 into 10 to power 15. That's what it is. And you can say nu is nanoseconds, right? Has the duration. Okay, so 1 by t it is. Okay, so frequency is 1 by t. So 1 by 2 into 10 to power minus 9, right? That many seconds. Okay, so this is new. So okay, let's put up these values. So this is 2.5 into 10 to power 15 multiplied with 6.626 into 10 to power minus 34, and that is 1 upon 2 into 10 to power minus 9, right? So the energy of the source is going to be how much? So this will become 24 and minus 34, it is minus 10. Okay, and then this is 3.313. Okay, 2.5. So I can say this is 25 by 10. Okay, or you can say this is by 40. Okay, so for 40 and this will become 100 now. Okay, so that is easy to do. So you can say 3.313 by 4, and this is 10. Okay, so 10 to power 16, it is 10 to power 9, right? So that is 25, so that is 10 to power minus 9, right? This much joules. So what is this value? So this is 0.82 and 33, 8, 5 into 10 to power minus 9 joules, right? That what it is? Yes, yes. So this value is going to be how much? It is 8.285. Okay, so I have multiplied with 10 divided by 10, 10 to power minus 10 joules, right? That what you can say. Yes, is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, then let's try to save this also. This is question number 49. Okay, now let's move with the next one. That is question number 50. Question number 50. Let's see this. Okay, the longest wavelength doublet, okay, absorption transition is observed at 589 and 589.6 nanometer, right? Okay, you can say lambda 1 is 589 nanometer and lambda 2 is equal to 589.6 nanometer, right? So that close it is. Calculate the frequency of each transition, okay, and energy difference between two excited states. Okay, so what will be the energy difference? Okay, calculate the frequency of each transition. So okay, so and energy difference between two excited states. Okay, so let's see this. So how to calculate the energy difference? We can say this is energy, this is, you can say, E1, that is hc by lambda 1, and E2, that is hc by lambda 2, right? Okay, so delta E, it is going to be hc. I can say, if I am taking this is a bigger value, so 1 by lambda 2 minus 1 by lambda 1, that is the positive energy which is getting emitted. Okay, calculate the frequency of each transition and energy difference between two excited states. Okay, so this is going to be the energy difference. Okay, so this delta E, I can say that hc lambda 2 lambda 1 lambda. Okay, so it's not going to be this. Let me. Okay, so this is going to be lambda 1 minus lambda 2 lambda 1 lambda 2, right? Okay, so that is the energy difference. Okay, and then what he is saying is, okay, this is question number 50. Okay, and then he's talking about the frequency, right? So okay. So first let's calculate the energy difference. So what is this energy difference? So this difference is 0.06 nanometer, right? Okay, so I can say delta E, it is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 multiplied with 3 into 10 to the power 8, right? And this is, you can say, 0.6 nanometer into 10 to the power minus 9 divided by the product, that is 589 into 589.6 into 10 to the power minus 18 it will be. Yes. Okay, so that what it is. Yes, so what is the answer for here? Yes, it's all about calculation. Okay, let me use my calculator. So if I use my calculator, so this is going to be 6. Let me first 0.6 divided by 589. So this is all about calculation, right? So this makes you have to be very good at these calculations. Okay, so this is 1.727, and then that is multiplied with 3, that is multiplied with 6.626. Okay, so this value will come out to be, you can say, 3.434, right, into 10 to the power minus 5 plus okay minus 34 plus 8. Okay, and then it is minus 9 plus 18, right? So what is this value? So this is 3.434 into 10 to the power, this is minus 39, and this is minus 39 and plus 9, that is minus 48. So 48 it will become 30, and uh, then okay, minus 30 it will become, and then again 2, so minus 22 it is, right? So that is the, you can say, that much joules, right? That is the energy. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay, so he was asking about frequency also. Calculate the frequency of each transition. So, okay, so we have to calculate the frequency of each transition. That is, we can say that frequency of each transition is nu 1, that is nothing but c by lambda 1. Okay, and nu 2, that is c by lambda 2, right? That what we have to, that what also we have to calculate, right? So, nu 1 is c by lambda 1. Okay, so what is this value? 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by 589 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, and then nu 2, that is c by lambda 2, that is, you can say, 3 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, and that is 589.6 into 10 to the power minus 9, right? That what it is going to be. Okay, so what are these frequencies? Let's calculate that one. I will use my calculator. So 3 divided by 589, right? So this value is 5.09 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus 9 plus 8, right? So this is 17, and this is minus 3, so that is 5.09 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. Okay, and what is nu 2? Nu 2 is equal to, you can say, this is 3 divided by 589.6, so this value is 5.088. Okay, into 10 to the power 14 hertz it will come, because there is not much difference, so 10 power difference is not going to be that much. Okay, so 10 power difference is not going to be that much, so this has to be the answer, right, for the frequency. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so there is the answer for this. Now, okay, so let me save this also. This is question number 50. Okay, all right, so let's see. We'll see question number 51 now. Now what does question number 51 says? Question number 51 says that the work function for cesium atom is, okay, so work function for cesium atom is, it is 1.9 electron volt. Okay, so this is question number 51. Okay, all right, calculate the threshold wavelength. Okay, so what is the threshold wavelength? Okay, so threshold wavelength, we know that W naught, that has to be hc by lambda. Okay, lambda naught, that what it is. So this, but this energy has to be in joules, right? So what we will do, 1.9, and we'll multiply with the charge, 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, right? That much joules it will give. So it will give us the threshold wavelength. So that will give us lambda naught, that is nothing but hc by 1.9 into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19, right? The threshold wavelength, the threshold frequency of the radiation. Okay, so nu naught, that is c by lambda naught. Okay, so that value is, you can say, that is nothing but this is going to be h by 1.9 into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19, right? So that what value is going to be this. Okay, if the cesium element is irradiated with wavelength of 500 nanometer, okay, calculate the kinetic energy and the velocity of the ejected photoelectron. Okay, so if the cesium element is irradiated with the wavelength, so it is irradiated with this much wavelength, so we'll calculate the energy associated with this particular, you can say, this particular wavelength, right? And if that energy is more than work function, then it is going to have, you can say, some kinetic energy. So we'll calculate what is the kinetic energy, right? Okay, so let's first try to do this. Okay, so this value is going to be how much? So you can say this value is, okay, so this value is what? So this is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 into 3 into 10 to the power 8, right, divided by 1.9 multiplied with 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19, right? So what is this? Okay, let me use my calculator. So this is 6.626 multiplied with 3, okay, divided by, you can say, 1.9 multiplied with 1.602. Okay, so this is 6.53, right? And let's see what is the 10 power here. This is 10 to power 27, it will be 10 to power minus 7, right? Or you can say this is 653 nanometer. Yes, is that okay? Yes, Anshu.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then let's calculate the threshold frequency. That is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 divided with 1.9 into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19, right? So basically is that we can divide this value with 3 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, so that's what we can do. Okay, so this is nothing but it is 6.53 into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, so that is c by lambda it is, right? Okay, so we will do, okay, so that is lambda naught, no? So this is c by lambda, no? So better is that we will divide c with this one. Okay, so because he is asking, this is lambda naught, so this is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Because of doing so much calculation, better is that we can do this one calculation, 6.53 into 10 to the power minus 7. So what is this value? This is 3 divided by 6.53. It is 0.46, right? Into 10 to the power, it is 15. Okay, and that is second inverse or hertz. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now he's asking something more also, right? Okay, he is talking about kinetic energy also. So let's try to answer that particular question. Okay, so 500 nanometer. So what is the energy associated with 500 nanometer? Let's see. Energy with a wavelength of 500 nanometer. How much it is? Hc by lambda. So how much is this energy? Let's see. So this energy is going to be, you can say, uh, better. We will also calculate this energy in terms of electron volt, right? Because we know this. Okay, so okay, but we have to find the velocity. Okay, so this value is how much? So this is 6.626 into 10 to power minus 34 into 3 into 10 to power 8. Okay, basically we can do one thing. One shortcut is that we can multiply this and then we can remember that one particular value because it is coming most often in the calculation, right? Okay, so one shortcut is that you can just memorize this value. It is going to be 19.8 something, right, into 10 to power minus 26. Okay, so you can memorize this and the wavelength is 500 nanometer, right? ओके, सो ये वैल्यू को मेमोराइज कर लो क्योंकि ये बार बार कैलकुलेशन में आती है तो डायरेक्ट उठा के डाल देना, हमारे कैलकुलेशन कम हो जाएंगे. ओके, so how much is this value? So this value is, you can say, 6.626 into 3. Okay, so that 19 point, this value is 19.898, 19.88. Okay, divided by 5, this is 10 to power minus 7, 15 it will become, and then it is 10 to power 15, then it is going to be 19, right? 10 to power minus 19 joules. Okay, and then we have to be, okay, so yeah, then better is that we calculate this work function in terms of joules because we have to calculate the kinetic energy. ठीक है, हमको क्या बोला जा रहा है, हमको यहाँ पे if the cesium is irradiated with the wavelength of this, calculate the kinetic energy and the velocity of the ejected photoelectron, right? Okay, okay, is irradiated, right? उसके ऊपर जो radiation छोड़ी गई है वो इतने ही wavelength की है. Okay, so how much is this? So this is, you can say, 3 point, so 15, 48, 9, right? 45, 38, that is 7, 6 it will be into 10 to power minus 19 joules, right? So that is the energy. And what is the work function in terms of joule for this particular you can say element? What is this value? And this value is 1.9 into 1.6, right? So 1.9 into 1.602, so this value is 3.04, 3.04, right? 4 into 10 to power minus 19 joules. Okay, that is the, this value is in terms of joules, right? Now what we can say, we can say that the kinetic energy, right? The kinetic energy is equal to nothing but it is the difference of the energy of photon minus the work function, right? Okay, so how much is this difference? You can say this is 3.976 and this is 3.044. So this is going to be, you can say, 0.9, this is going to be 32 into 10 to power minus 19 joules, right? So that is equal to half of mv square. Yes, yes or no? Yes, Anshu, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have to calculate here the velocity of this, no? So velocity of this is going to be nothing, it is the square root of, it is going to be 2 times multiplied with 0.932 10 to power minus 19. Okay, and then it is divided with mass of the electron. So what is that? 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31, right? So what is going to be the velocity? The velocity of electron, what is this value? Can you calculate this? What is the velocity of?
It is around 4.52 into 10 to the power 5.
Okay, so this is going to be 10 to power 19 it is, right? So it is 12. Okay, so okay, let's see. let me use, then it is 2 multiplied with 0.932. Okay, that is 1.861 divided by 9.1, right? This is 0.2. Okay, 0.2 into, so 20, square root of 20, right? So square root of 20, it is going to be, you can see, that is around 4, right? So it is going to be 4. Okay, so I think this value is coming out to be 4 point, this is 5, 4.54 into 10 to power, it is going to be 5 meter per second, right? That is the value it is coming. Yes, from the calculator. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the velocity of the electron. Okay, so basically you have to remember that what is the, okay, this is the work function. Here you have to do conversion into joules, and because kinetic energy is that you have to, and in fact anyhow you can, without doing that also you can do it by keeping the energy into the electron volt, but then finally you have to multiply. But since we have already calculated these values, okay, so can, because he's asking about these energy levels and all, so better is that we can calculate this in joules and then we will work on it. Okay, so this is question number 51. Okay, so let me save this also. Okay, so this is question number 51. All right, so let's move. We'll do one last question and then tomorrow we'll finish off this particular chapter. Okay, question number 52. What does it say? That following results are observed when sodium metal is irradiated with different wavelengths associated with, okay, with different wavelengths. Calculate the threshold wavelength and Planck's constant. Okay, so we have to calculate the threshold wavelength. Okay, that is okay, and Planck's constant if it is given this. Okay, so frequency is given and lambda is given, right? So I can say it has been irradiated with this. So let's see. This is question number 52. So I will put a lambda here, that is in nanometer, that is given as 500, 450 and 400, and frequency is given, that is into 10 to power minus 5 centimeter. Okay, this is velocity is given, this is centimeter per second, right? It is velocity. Okay, following are observed when sodium metal is irradiated. This is the velocity of the that electrons. Okay, photoelectrons with different wavelengths. Calculate the threshold wavelength and Planck's constant. Okay, this is in centimeter. So in meter per second, it will be 10 to power minus 7 meter per second, right? Let's do the unit conversion here itself. Okay, it is like this. This is 2.55. This is 4.35, right? And this is 5.35. Okay, so threshold wavelength, right? So what is the threshold wavelength is this, and this is the velocity. So basically nothing is that we know that energy of the photon, it is partly used in as work function and partly as kinetic energy, right? So work function is nothing, it is going to be energy of photon minus kinetic energy, right? That's what it is. So here threshold wavelength, so hc by lambda naught, that is threshold wavelength, that is nothing but it is going to be hc by lambda for the photon minus half mev square. Okay, so that is the relationship which we have to use. Yes, is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when sodium is irradiated with different wavelength, calculate the threshold wavelength. So this will give us the threshold wavelength. Okay, because this term is changing, because the kinetic energy is changing and the wavelength is changing, but this difference is going to be same. That is the work function, right? Okay, now he is asking about the Planck's constant. Okay, so if Planck's constant, if we have to calculate, then how we are going to calculate the Planck's constant? To calculate the Planck's constant, what we can say is that if we know the work function, okay, so if lambda naught is known, because that first has to be calculated. If lambda naught is known, then you can say energy with this, we know the work function also. Okay, so this term also will come to know. So you can say W naught, W naught is equal to hc by lambda naught. So the Planck's constant is W naught lambda naught upon c. That will be the Planck's constant. Okay, so like that it is going to be getting, it has to be calculated like that. Okay, yes. Okay, or what we can do is that this equation is, how is it? So you see that this equation is, it is something, this is constant and this is variable, right? So it is mv square. Okay, so this is v square, and if I have to see this is hc by lambda. So c by lambda, okay, if I have to, if I want to take a different perspective on that, so what will be that? So I can say that, for I can say this as h nu, right? So that is the frequency, and that is h nu naught plus kinetic energy, right? Okay, so if you can say, if you are changing this kinetic energy is getting changed. So this equation is, or you can say nu is equal to nu naught plus kinetic energy upon h. Okay, so it is like this. So nu naught is a constant and kinetic energy by h. Okay, so this is somewhere a equation like a straight line. Okay, so if you plot this, if you want to do it, can do by graphically also, right? So here the slope is going to be the slope of that, no, that is 1 by h. Okay, so this kinetic energy is changing, so it is 1 by h, and this is a constant and this is a constant, right? Okay, so if it comes out to be the slope of the graph, okay, so you have to plot this 450 and 400 by, is it a linear, and so that has to be done by graphically, and it depends upon v square. So if it depends upon, it can be a quadratic graph also. ओके, सो दैट विल डिपेंड, एक्चुअली वो मटेरियल पे डिपेंड करेगा, मतलब कि अगर सोडियम का है तो किसी ऐसे एलिमेंट के लिए वो स्ट्रेट लाइन भी आ सकता है. ओके, सो एंड स्ट्रेट लाइन भी होगा, या फिर जो है ना ये वी स्क्वायर के ऊपर भी डिपेंड कर रहा है. तो ये जो है ना, ये इट कैन बी लाइक, इट कैन बी आइदर दिस और इट कैन बी द डिविएटेड वन, क्वाड्रेटिक वन. दिस एंड दिस बोथ आर पॉसिबल. Okay, so you can look at the slope, and then also you can say that this slope is nothing but 1 by h, that is Planck's constant, right? Okay, both are possible here. Okay, so that will, the slope, or you can say the curvature of that, it will depend upon the material. Okay, the element. Yes, इसको ऐसे भी किया जा सकता है, मतलब you can look at graphically if you can plot it. Yes, is that okay? If the graph is coming straight line, then 1 by h, that is the Planck's constant, it will give you, and then you can work it on, right?